Okay, so I am doing stuff in the studio today, just just messing around. I man, how do I say this? This morning was crazy. This morning, bring this down a little bit. Oh, okay. Yeah, this morning was crazy. I had a lot of trouble with audio on my live stream, and I don't know, just in general trouble. I'm not really sure, not really sure why all of that happened, but it did. And it seems like I lost my Focusrite again. And if I go between the Focusrite, yeah, uh, yeah, Focusrite's not working again. So I'm still having troubles here. I don't know why. Maybe because I have a bunch of cords hooked up to the USB. Maybe, I don't know. Driving me nuts though. And what happens is the USB times out for whatever reason. Uh, I know I've got the Focusrite plugged in, so I don't know what is going on here. But every time it just seems like, let me check the sound options here and make sure everything is set where it needs to be set. Maybe wasn't chose. I have no idea. Um, but it is not seeing the Focusrite for whatever reason, and I can't explain it. Let's play that. I have no idea, man. So I keep losing connection with the Focusrite, and I'm not sure why that is, but I keep losing connection, and it's bothering me. So I'm trying to troubleshoot and figure it out. And I do have a lot of USB connections, so maybe it's just not enough power getting to the Focusrite. I'm not 100% on that, but I'll know there. Now it's back.
Back. So now I'm the audio is coming through the Focusrite, and I've switched from my Lavalier, which is right here, and now I'm using this microphone. And for some reason, the Focusrite keeps fizzling out on me, and I don't know why. But I got a bunch of different cameras too, though, set up, so that could have something to do with it. Maybe all the USB connections isn't allowing the Focusrite audio to come through properly, which is disappointing because I really want to use the Focusrite for my live streams. But if I'm gonna keep having audio issues, I don't know that I can use it. Um, I I actually investigated or looked into possibly using a new mixer that would give me everything I want and then some, and be very lightweight, I guess, on the PC because it's only the USB in, and then you just choose it as your interface, and you do all the mixing and all the audio effects on the board, and it's called a Behringer Wing. And if you don't know what that is, oh my gosh, it is amazing. But it's very expensive, and I don't have that kind of money right now, so I don't think I'll be getting that anytime soon. But, I got these different camera angles all set up, and, you know, live streaming for some reason this weekend. It's Friday, but I'm off work. It's just been a chore. I can't seem to get things right today. And I'm using different cameras. I've got 1080p cameras, which you're now watching. It's a 1080p camera. I've got 3 of those actually. And I've got one on this side here. And then I got one on this side over here. But yeah, the camera angles is really driving me nuts. Well, I mean, not the camera angles, just the. And I can see that I'm skipping some frames, so I might need to increase the settings on this. Let me increase the stream settings. Gonna try anyways. Output stream. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna double that. So 68 would be. Math. No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go here and use the calculator.
I lost this mic again. uh, yeah, I lost this mic. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. I really don't. Driving me nuts though. Making me ill. Not making me ill, just bothering me. It's like, why can't things just go right? Why? But I doubled the bit rate going out to the live stream, so hopefully it's smoothed out a little bit. It looks like it has. I need to check the settings on that. Device. Device manager. And make sure that Windows didn't revert back to those old settings. Well, it's back to where it was at. Let me try that. Hmm. Oh, well, hopefully that fixed it. We'll see. But now I gotta replug it in. And the only way to find that out if it fixed it is if I unplug it and plug it back in. Okay. Alright. Once it kicks on, once the Focusrite kicks back in, I'll switch the audio. Should switch it automatically. Hopefully. Doesn't look like it's doing it though. Yeah, man. That's part of the course. Offensive on. Off control. Yeah, I don't know. Focusrite's bugging out on me. Can you open that bag up? Count to 10, you know? Sometimes counting to 10 helps. Sometimes it doesn't. Alright. Try this again. Hmm.
All right, there it is. It's back. All right, so you should have heard like two microphones at that time, my wireless and my Focusrite. Let me go back to the stream. All right, I am jeez, having all kinds of trouble today. Maybe it's a power issue. Maybe I got too much power drive on, and Focusrite just can't do it. I don't know. It's working right now, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm using my phone camera, and I actually have it on charge right now. Let me go back to this one. But I have it on charge right now, and I'm not sure that not really sure how this is looking, you know. Ooh, man. I'm just gonna continue to switch through all these cameras and make sure everything is working.
There it goes. It went bye-bye. Why did it go bye-bye? I don't know. Man. But I'm using my wireless mic for my voice, and it's working just fine. Alright. Good. Well, it's still morning, right? Yeah, good morning. Just fiddling around in the studio today, working on seeing how many cameras I could get going all at the same time. But I'm having sound issues. For some reason, my audio interface keeps disconnecting, and I for the life of me don't know why. I don't know why that is, but like I said, it's driving me nuts. And I unplug it and I plug it back in, and this keeps disconnecting. I tried changing the power settings on the audio interface, and that didn't seem to help. But yeah, uh-uh. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill a lot of these cameras, because I think the cameras is what's killing my stream. And I need to go in and change the stream settings. Stream. Output. Stream. Change that back to 60. Right, and then I'm going to kill some of these cameras. So I'm going to shut down. I'm just going to unplug them. So I've got all these little cameras plugged into my computer. I have this one plugged in. I'm going to unplug that one. I'm going to unplug this one. And then I have one more plugged in over here. And now I'm going to reset my audio device. I got to fix this. It's got to be level. I've got to reset the audio interface so that it reconnects. And now after I've unplugged all those cameras, I'll see how it holds up. I'll bring it back over here. You can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay. For some reason, it switched cameras. Damn. Nothing's going right today. I tell you that. All right.
So the Focusrite is reconnected again. And I only have 2 cameras going now. I've got this camera right here, which is an OBSBot camera. And then I've got my my cell phone camera, which is on a stand that I can move around the room and take you with me. But it seems like so far so good. I'm not sure if the Focusrite's going to disconnect again. I hope it doesn't. But I might have to do a restart on the system, because sometimes that eliminates a lot of issues. If I lose the Focusrite again, if I lose my audio interface again after doing all of what I just did, then I know it wasn't a USB power issue. It was just something's going on with the Focusrite. And sometimes it's a how would I say? Sometimes it's a computer issue. Sometimes the driver updates and I don't know it updated, and it's trying to do something and it cuts off things in order to get things done. But I am hey Tommy, what's happening, man? Yeah, I'm off work today, man. Just messing around in the studio. I've been trying to troubleshoot some issues that I've been having with my PC and my audio interface. And I think it might have to do with power issues. Like I don't have enough power going to my USBs. I've got I had a bunch of cameras hooked up. and for some reason my Focusrite kept disconnecting. And it might again disconnect. So if it disconnects and I'm talking, rattling on, and I don't notice that it disconnected, please let me know somehow, some way. Oh, you just got back from work. Cool. Yeah, I took the day off. I've got a gig tonight. We're playing in Norridge, Illinois. This is my new band, the Matthew Riff Band, and we got a show tonight. And I wanted to make sure that I was prepared for the show, so I took the day off, and I'm just kind of relaxing, get my mind ready for the show. Um, we go on at 9 p.m. I believe. We got to be there at 6 for load-in. I'm like, oh man. Yeah, man. I like being in a band. You have to deal with people, of course, and I watched your videos about dealing with people. And you know what? I I try to just be me. Just be me. And if they don't like it, and I never try to be mean to people. I never try to be crass with anybody. I always try to take their opinions into consideration. But yeah, when you're in a band, though, it's like being in a family. You have your good days and you have your bad days. Sometimes egos get in the way, and sometimes misunderstandings happen. So, but being in a band for me, I enjoy the heck out of it. Um, and my Focusrite hasn't disconnected so far, so I'm pretty happy about that. So I think it was a power issue with the USB. Yeah, and then tomorrow night, my other band, Halo Moon, we have a show in Chicago. The Matthew Riff Band plays tonight in Norridge, Illinois, and then my other band, Halo Moon, we play in Chicago tomorrow at a place called Phyllis's Musical Inn. And you could probably look it up on the internet and find out a little bit of the history of that place. But a lot of bands have come through from Chicago through that venue. Um, they call it a dive bar, and it's kind of got the dive bar feel. But it's called Phyllis's Musical Inn, and it's in Chicago, Illinois. And that's tomorrow night. And then the venue that we're playing tonight is called the Goat Village. Goat Village. I don't know why. Maybe they sell goat. You can have goat. I don't know. But I'm just messing around in the studio trying to get things situated. Working with my different cameras. Um, so I only got two cameras going right now. So I've got this one right here, and then I've got my cell phone camera, which is on a little stand, which I'll show you. This is really cool. Check this out. It moves on its own. It kind of follows you. It's got an eye. So you're getting a look behind the scenes, and I'll just kind of walk around. So and it'll follow me, and I don't have to do anything. It just follows me. And come over here and sit behind the drum kit, and it'll follow me wherever I go. And I've got the lavalier. Oh no, I don't. Hold on. All right, now you should be able to hear me. I forgot I had the wireless microphone turned off. I was only on my microphone at the desk, but yeah, this thing is really cool. It just follows me around wherever I go. It's got, like I said, it's got an eye on it that, like, the eye is right down here, and it just focuses in on me, and I can walk around my whole studio, and I can even walk, this way. This is where all my mics are at, right over here. But yeah, really cool. I'm going to come back over here. Set it back down. Yeah, it's really cool. So, I mean, and I got it specifically for this type of stuff to show people around a little bit in the studio. You know, and if I'm doing something in the studio, like setting up for a live stream or whatever, it'll stay focused on me. And yeah. And I'm gonna switch back over. I mean, what's the difference? Is the sound quality a whole lot different in the Lavalier? Because right now I'm on the Lavalier. I don't have the Focusrite on, but I'm gonna go ahead and turn it on. Is there a big difference in sound quality? Okay, so now I'm on this microphone right here. Yeah, I mean, I've had bands on here, and I've done live streams with them. And if you go to my channel, if you click on the live tab on my channel page, well, I wouldn't do that because I converted them into videos because I had to do some editing because, when you do a live stream, things aren't perfect, and I like perfect. Well, at least as close as possible to perfect, but and which is why I'm talking about, sound quality and stuff like that, but I've been using this mixer back here behind me in conjunction with my Focusrite, which is up here. And oh, the wireless. Okay. Let me see. So this is not the wireless. This is the Focusrite. This is the audio interface mic. This mic, and I'm gonna go to that wireless mic, and I'll adjust the settings. You tell me when it's good, if you would. Go. So I gotta go to properties. Oh no, I gotta go to filters. Filters, and it's got an EQ on it, and I will turn that bass down to like 750. Is that any better? Hopefully. So I'm on the wireless now, and I turn the low EQ down a little bit. Oh man. But yeah, we got that show tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun. Ooh, it's a bit boomy. Maybe. Oh, I know why. I know why. I have gain. I have a big gain on it. So let me turn the gain down. Gain, down, down, down. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check 1, 2, check. Should be better now. I turned the gain down. And I'm going to even kill that a little more. All right, cool. Much better, huh? Awesome. And I do have a limiter on there, so it shouldn't be like going too bad. All right, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. But now I'm going to switch back to this mic. Okay, cool. And since I disconnected all those, I have a bunch of cameras. I disconnected them because, like I said, the Focusrite kept disconnecting, and it's a power issue with the USB ports. I can't override it. I can't. I don't know. I don't know that I can override it, but. But hey, man, thanks for coming in and hanging out with me, man. I'm off today. I wasn't sure what I was going to do today. I actually have an errand that I wanted to run or had to run, and I don't want to do it. I just don't want to deal with the state right now. But I can do it tomorrow, so we'll see. My wife's probably going to be mad at me. Not mad, but disappointed. I just don't feel like dealing with the state, man. I just don't feel like going into this state-run facility and dealing with attitudes, because most of those people have attitudes. Yeah, man, just, here, I'll show you. I kind of come over here and let me turn the follow thing off. So this is my setup, and we got two monitors. One, this is OBS Studio on this side right here, and then on this side is the stream. So I can see the stream. I can see the chat for the stream. And these are my meters right here that tell me. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. You can see the meter moving up and down there. That is the meter for the Focusrite. And then the one right next to it, this one right here, that is the meter for the wireless. So whenever the Focusrite goes out, because the meter stops going up and down. My desk is a mess right now. I've got papers everywhere. Got all my cell phones and everything. It is a freaking mess. Look at that crap. Man. But so the perspective I have when a band comes in to do a live stream is they're way over there and I'm way over here. Anyways, I'm not sure that that's interesting for you. But that is my setup. And then this is a light that I use when I do, because if I turn it off, things get really dark. I mean, it's not horrible, but I think people can see my pretty face better, when I've got that light on. I don't know. But anyways, that's the... Yeah, man. Yeah. And I'd be interested in I think, a lot of us, I don't know how to explain this, but I go down these rabbit holes. With audio gear and video equipment and how to do this and how to do that. And I really enjoy the whole process of learning and reading and figuring things out. It's very rewarding, especially when you figure something out. Because I would say 2 years ago, I didn't know how to do any of this stuff. Well, maybe a little more than 2 years ago. But, I've got a bunch of audio books that I read, and I can't say that I've read them all the way through. I've read the parts that I wanted to know stuff about. I haven't read it all, and I don't know it all. But my goal for this channel really, Tommy, is to feature live bands from the area that do original music, and do a live stream with them and present their music to the world, basically. I mean, you're from across the Atlantic, and terrestrial radio anymore doesn't play, bands. They play, I call it pre-manufactured. I call it manufactured music. That's what they play, because it's the masses that don't really, I don't know how to explain it, don't really care what they're listening to. It's just like, hey, it sounds good, and they don't care about what went into it, the artists or any of that stuff. They don't care, but I do, and I want to present, you know. And there are a lot of live bands out there that don't get any kind of exposure or any kind of promotion at all. And that's kind of what I wanted this channel to be. But I'm working towards it, and it's a work in progress. You know, I work at it just about every day, or you know, I'm thinking about it every day. What can I do to make it better? What can I do to make the sound and the video good? Don't get you started. Yeah, I hear you, man. Well, you know, like I said, I watched your video, man, and I agree with about just about everything you said. I mean, I'm so sick of the whole politics right now, right, left. It's like, man, just be a good person. How about that? Just be a good person, and the world be a freaking better place. Love your neighbor like you'd like yourself, right? That's you know, these people, they want to quote the Bible and scripture and everything like that. You know, these holy rollers, and yet they are the biggest hypocrites that are out there, which drives me nuts. But you know, that's here and there. I like I said, I do the music. I try to keep things positive, keep upbeat, and try to do music stuff. And I like coffee. I like to drink coffee, and I drink my coffee with a little bit of sweetener and like artificial sweetener and some half and half, some cream. All right, Tommy. Thank you for stopping in and checking in on me, and I hope you have a great day and enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm gonna try and do the same. All right, man. Take it easy. All right. So, I don't know what else to do here. I think I got my issue. I figured out the issue. It's a USB issue. All right. Take care, man. See ya. Yeah, I think I got a USB issue. I'm not able to do too many cameras at one time. I think I can do 3 at the max, and I need to do that experiment. So I've got my cell phone camera, and I have my OBSBot cameras. I have one going. This is the OBSBot camera. So I'm just messing around in the studio. For those of you who just tuned in, and Tommy, he was hanging out with me for a while, but I was just showing him around everywhere and things I do. And yeah, I'm off work today. Got a gig tonight, and then I actually got a gig tomorrow, which I'm excited about. But I'm gonna switch cameras because I'm gonna go back to this camera here. This camera here, I've got it on this little like tripod thingy, and you really can't. It's kind of wobbly right now because I need to tighten it up. Oh, I gotta go the other way. There we go. Okay. And I need to make it. That's good. But anyways, this camera, I gotta turn it on too. All right. This camera will follow me wherever the hell I go in this studio. And I need to turn my wireless mic on, because otherwise you won't see me or hear me. There we go. Okay. So now I'm switched over to my lavalier mic. All right. So yeah, this camera, it's on like a little thingy, gimbal that just follows me around in the studio. And I was showing Tommy that. And you know, doing some other stuff. Trying to fix audio and video issues. But I don't know if you guys can see this, but right here is a monitor up here above, and whenever a band comes in and does a live stream, this is where we keep an eye on the chat. So we'll be here facing this way with all our instruments and our mics and everything. And then we keep an eye on the live chat with this monitor right here, which I can adjust it kind of more down like that so that's easier to view. It's on like a swivel thingy. But this is my home studio. I put it together over the last, I would say, 2.5 years I've been doing this. But yeah. So I'm gonna come over this way and then just kind of give you a little tour of the studio. And this is my cabinet where I keep a lot of things for the studio. I don't know. You can see that. I had some lights, but I think the batteries died on the lights. But, you know, I keep all kinds of junk. Let me turn this way. I'm going to have to turn this off because I can't adjust the camera. All right, there we go. So I need to adjust this camera. Ooh. And I'm going to put it over here so it's a little further away. There we go. All right, so this is my cabinet, my plethora, my cabinet of stuff. Basically, is what I call it. My cabinet of stuff, and I've got a lot of microphones. I don't know if you can see, a bunch of different microphones. Some I use, some I don't. I got this really. This is a U87 knockoff from Temu, and I tell you what, this little thing sounds really good. And I use this when wifey does a live stream with me. I use this for her mic, and she sounds phenomenal on this mic. And then this is a pretty unique mic. This is a Russian-made mic, which I didn't know that when it was given to me, but it is a Russian-made mic, and it is a very nice sounding mic. But I don't use it that much. Once in a while. It's a condenser mic. And then I've got these little condenser mics. And I was thinking about using these on the toms, but they're condenser mics, so they're really hot. Especially this one. If you see, I wrote on there, hot mic, right? That's because I had to repair this one. It wasn't working. And I used larger wires than you would normally use in a little microphone like this, because the wires were very thin that were on here that connected the components inside. So I used larger wires, and I think the larger wire made it hotter. I don't know. It's just really hot mic now. And this is the other one that worked, and I didn't do anything to that, so I don't have it marked as hot. It's just, you know, but these are both condenser mics. They're little ones. And they're made by Natty. Yeah, I think Natty is the brand. Yeah, Natty. Natty is the brand. But I got some of those. And I don't use them very often. Not at all, actually. I haven't, anyways. And then this mic is a cheapy knockoff mic that I got off of Temu, and I had to fix this one too. And if you notice, I wrote fixed on there, and that's because I fixed it, and now it works and it sounds good. And I don't really use it that much either. But I have some microphones that I really like in here, and it's these right here. These are the Natty SP5s. These are dynamic microphones. They're Natty SP5, and they sound really good. And I have one actually by my soundboard that I use for the talkback to the bands when they come in. So I do like those. And then if a drummer comes and he doesn't have any sticks, I got a bunch of sticks, which were given to me by a drummer. I got all kinds of junk in here. Now here's something that that I believe any person who works on their own equipment needs to have. This is called a helping hands. It's like a little helper. It's got little alligator clips. And I use that to work on electronics. Like if I'm trying to solder something and I need an extra set of hands, this really helps me. And it's weighted so that it really holds it wherever you need it. And then you got the magnifying glass so you can actually see, because I'm blind. And now I used to do a radio show on the internet, and this was one of the first mics that I ever got, and it is a USB mic, and it was one of the best sounding USB mics that I found. So I used this when I used to do my radio show. It was called the Crypto Brutality, and if you look on Facebook, you can find a web page for it. But I don't do the show anymore. Matter of fact, the station that I started with my friend is now defunct. It went out of operation, probably because it takes a lot of money to upkeep that, and we weren't making any money doing the radio station. But that's in here. I have another audio interface. This was the very first audio interface that I ever bought, and it is a Focusrite, and it's just a solo. It's just got one mic pre-input, and then it's got a line input, and that's it. But that was my first one. And now I've got like three audio interfaces that I have. Oh, and I actually have another one of those mics because I like the color of this one. Black. Yes. That is a USB. So all kinds of crap in here. Got my keyboard in here. But my little storage cabinet, that's where I keep all my extra stuff for the studio. I don't know. It's just stuff I like to do, you know? All right, so this needs to not go like that. This stand is wonky. Sorry you're looking at the ceiling right now, but sorry. Anyways, and then over here, I've got even more microphones. You can believe that. And you're thinking to yourself, yeah, I can believe it. But these are the cases for my overhead mics, which are on the drum set over there. And then I have a bunch of vocal mics that I use, and these are cheap vocal mics. The BA85A, this is made by Behringer. They sound really good. And I also have the Behringer Ultra Voice, which I really like for vocals. We use these all the time on our live streams. And it is the XM8500, which these sound really good, and I have two of those. And then I have the SM57s, and then I have the SM57 knockoffs that I use. I got these. These sound really good. So if you need a SM57 microphone and you only have like 20 bucks, there you go, right here. Amazon. And they sound good, which is awesome. And I have some direct boxes. And what else do I have? Now these are cool. These are really cool. These are, it's called PowerPay Play PM1s. These are headphone, little mini headphone amplifiers. And you stick your headphones in here like if you have in-ears. And then you can stick an XLR cord like you're out from your sends from your board. And I have a snake over on the ground over there. And you stick your microphone lead, your XLR cord into there, and then you can have control with the volume knob over how loud your headphone mix is. And they're really small, but useful. And the reason I have it is because the drummer for the Matthew Rith Band, which is a band that I'm doing a show tonight with, he had one. And I was like, wow, that is really cool, man. He's like, yeah. I don't know how this was in there, but it was in there somehow. And I can't get it back in. Oh, that's how. Okay. There we go. I'm a dork. I need to look at these things, you know. Anyways, I'm rattling on about all my stuff. And I don't know if you guys know what this is. This is a drop pedal. Okay, so let's say you're playing music and you want to go to drop D and you're in standard tuning. This device right here works great. I shouldn't say it works great. It works. Anyways, that's what I'm doing today, just messing around in the studio. Harry, I am running OBS Studio. Yes, I am running OBS Studio. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm running OBS Studio. Yep. And I wish I would have saw your comment earlier, but I was walking around the room and my screen with the chat is right here. So yeah, I'm using OBS Studio. And sometimes OBS Studio is very funny. I'm going to switch from this lavalier mic over to this mic. All right, there we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, Tommy, man, if you want to do that, that'd be great. I'd be down for that. Anyways, I think I'm going to end my little live stream here. I am running it on a PC. I don't have a Mac because I'm a poor, pathetic soul. But no, I'm running on a PC. But from what I understand, it works great on PC too, or on the Mac. I like to live stream bands. If you've been on my channel before and you've seen some of my live streams of bands, that's what I use it for. And plus, I do these things, you know. So, you know, it's a lot of fun doing all of this stuff, figuring it out. Like today, I spent most of my morning trying to troubleshoot everything that was going wrong in OBS Studio. And I figured out that my PC doesn't do well with all of these things that I want to do. I need a bigger PC. Oh, man, Harry, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Now, do you run a Mac or do you run a PC? I wish I had a Mac. My bandmate in the Matthew Earth band, we have a show tonight. He runs a Mac, and he seems very pleased with it. He seems, he does a lot. He runs his auto, shit. His DAW of choice is Logic, and it runs Logic like nothing. I use Reaper now. I was using Ableton Live, but I found that it is very resource uh, stressing on my computer. Like I said, though, my computer isn't made for all of this stuff. I need a computer that is. Oh, you run a Mac. Very cool. Um, yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of tutorials out there, videos, and that show you how to set everything up. Um, and I don't know why you asked your question if I run on PC or Mac. Maybe you had a question about um, how you do something, but if you want an answer to that, just search it on YouTube and you'll find an answer. I tell you what, they're out there. The videos are out there, and yeah, that's what I do. If I have a question, and either that or I ask AI. I use ChatGPT to answer some questions, like technical questions, like with this board right here. Uh, I didn't have an owner's manual, and I'm like, shit, how am I going to figure out how to route stuff? Because some of the terminology on this board, because it's so old, is different than like a modern board. Uh, and I had no idea exactly how to route things in it, but I took pictures of the board, uploaded it into ChatGPT, and asked questions about it. And ChatGPT, man, helped me figure out a lot of stuff with this thing. And I didn't have an owner's manual. And I know people have an issue with AI right now, but I tell you what, uh, to use it in that manner to troubleshoot and figure out things, it came in handy. Now, I wouldn't necessarily use AI to create music, uh, if that makes sense. You know how people use that Suno or whatever it is. I wouldn't use that. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, yeah. It is. I'm gonna move this chat over because maybe I'm gonna move it over here to this other screen because I'm kind of you're behind me. Oh, let me go back this way. There we go. Okay. All right. So now I got the chat where I can see it. But yeah, yeah, ChatGPT has helped me tremendously. Because I had no idea, and sometimes it helped. Like today, I was having trouble with the audio interface disconnecting from my PC, and I'm like, why is it doing that? And it's basically gave me two options. It's either a bad cable or something to do with power management. So I went in the power management settings. Some of the settings that were in there, I unchecked like it said to do, because in on a PC you can have Windows choose when to shut down USB audio, and so it was doing it on its own, and I didn't want it to do that. So you can disable that so that it doesn't do that. But then it was still disconnecting, and I'm like, what is going on here? Ace Studio for vocals. You have to do all the work by composing the vocals with piano and then writing in the lyrics. Then you have to adjust the levels to make it sound like a real singer. Huh. Composing the vocals with a piano. Wow, that's interesting. So you write like a melody for the vocal with the piano, and then it converts it into what? You just type in what the lyrics are, and it'll follow the lyrics into the melody. Is that how that works? That's interesting. Huh. I never thought about doing something like that, but I I tend to try and do things myself, I guess. That's really cool. That's really cool that it can do that. Yeah. Huh. What's it's called Ace Studio. Hmm. You know what though? I don't know. I don't think I would use that. Maybe. I think my son would use that. My son, he writes lyrics all the time. Ace Studio. Yeah. ACE Studio. Hmm. Learn something new every day. I didn't know you could do that. That's pretty cool. You know what I would like to do is maybe if there's an AI program that would allow you to separate, like if you uploaded a, because I find if you uploaded a song into it, it would separate the different parts. Like it would take out the bass, it would take out the guitar, so it would separate the audio for each part because I find that like the Matthew Riff Band, we have some cover tunes, right? And sometimes I play bass, so sometimes the bass line gets covered up by the guitars and the vocals, and I can't really hear what the bass is doing. And if I could somehow separate the bass part out of that mix so that I could actually hear what's going on with the bass, it would allow me to be to learn the part quicker. Because right now it's like, man, what are they doing there? I can't really hear it. But yeah. Oh, right on. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I have Ableton Live. I have that program, but I don't have. I have Reaper, but I've never investigated to see if I could do it in Reaper. But yeah, I do have. Yeah, Logic is strictly Mac, and that's what Matt uses. He uses a Mac. So that's all I'm doing today. Just kind of figuring things out. Um, I like to refresh myself. I'm old, so if I don't do that, I lose it, and I don't really like losing information that I could use. Oh, okay, that is cool. I have to figure. I wish I knew which one it was because that would be very helpful. Um, I did, however, discover something which it's very expensive, but I want it. It's the Behringer Wing mixer, audio interface mixer, and oh my god, the things you could do with that. Because right now I'm having issues with like, let's say I want to put reverb on one singer's vocals, but maybe just a little delay on another singer's vocals because that's the way they like it in the mix when I'm live streaming them here. Well, with this board right here, the only way I can do it is through a DAW to get that separation so I could put effects on each track. But what I find is when I do that in a DAW, that it eats up the resources on my computer. Like I said, I don't think my computer was built for this. And it starts lagging and popping and cracking and stuttering. And my computer is like, what the hell are you doing? So I thought to myself, well, I need something that what I was searching for actually was an external unit that would do multiple effects where I could, send it in from the board and then back into each channel on the board. But I think there's only one, and it's an old piece of hardware that will allow you to do that, and they only have up to 4 inputs. So let's say I wanted to do the drums, do some reverb on the drums, customize the reverb on the drums to make them sound a little bit bigger. Um, I would have to subgroup the drums to a sub track and then do the in and out on the sub track. But with this wing, you could have 24 tracks or I think it's 16 tracks with custom EQ, custom compression, custom reverb, delay on each of the tracks, and it's done right on the board. It's not done in your computer, and all you're sending to your computer from that wing is the stereo output from the wing, which I'm like, man, that would be ideal. But that thing is expensive. It's like, let's see, I think it was almost $3,000 for just the mixer, and then you want to have the stage box, which is another, I think, almost $1,000 for that. But that stage box gives you 24 XLR ins, mic ins, with one wire coming from the stage box into the mixer from the stage, which is really cool. Oh, nice. Yeah. So, that's my goal to eventually upgrade to that, but right now I'm just utilizing what I have here. Um which is cool. I enjoy learning, and it has helped me learn quite a bit about audio. Um Plus I read books and stuff like that, but yeah. Nice. Yeah, I think I don't know, I'm just sitting here mumbling and rattling on to where will I put it? I'm probably going to put it right on this desk right here, I think. Um, and then I don't know if I'm going to keep this or not. I probably will keep it because I can use this to do live sound. It's a 16 channel board. I can use it to do live sound. I mean, I could use the wing to do live sound too, but then I wouldn't need any of this stuff. Actually, I wouldn't need the audio interfaces. I wouldn't need any of this. Just the wing, really, and my cameras, which efficiency wise, I think would be a much better setup than what I have right now. But like I said, how was I going to say? I make do with what I have. And then, I'm not a rich dude, so I make do with what I got. And this board was very inexpensive, and I had to fix it. I had to fix this damn thing. There were some pots that weren't working. I had to change the pots, and trying to find a pot for this damn board, because it's built in 1979, that would work. I mean, I wanted specific pots so I kept the sound of the board, and I had to track down the pots, and I was able to do so with one caveat, and it's that the pots that come with the board. It's always that way, right? I have 5 basses. Do I need 5 basses? No, I don't need. I need one bass, but I have 5. Why? Because I thought I needed different basses. uh, my wife is very understanding, though. She knows that I need to do this. Um, if I don't do this, I'll go nuts. I really will. Which is weird because and I think back. I'm 58, and I graduated high school when I was uh, in 1988. I should have went into this back in 1988, into audio engineering and sound and all of that stuff. Because it's to me, it's not like work. It's like just fun. I enjoy the heck out of it, and I wish I would have went and done that right out of high school. I regret not regret. I can't regret because I did the things I did because I wanted to do the things I did. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. So I think if I had to do it over again, I would do it. I would go into some sort of audio school or something. But they always say, oh, the school just kind of gives you the basics and you learn everything on the job, which I'm doing right now. So I guess maybe I didn't miss out. Just started late in life, out of necessity, out of wanting to record my band instead of paying a bunch of money to have somebody do it for me or the band. And you're at their mercy as far as what they do for you and how it sounds. Oh, you know what? That's cool to have a partner that supports you that way. And my wife does the same. Although I don't make any money at this, and I don't know how I would make money at this, considering because I suffer from what's called the imposter syndrome. I know a lot of stuff about audio. I don't know everything, uh, but I do know a lot, and I don't give myself enough credit that there are people out there that don't know what I know, and I could help them uh, and charge them. So I don't know. That's a hard road to cross, or a bridge to go over. I don't know what to do about that situation because in my mind I don't feel I'm qualified, but I think I have the skills that I could be useful, and I don't know. That's just the way I feel about it. But it's cool. I enjoy what I do, and that's all I can say about that, man. Well, Harry, man, I appreciate you hanging out with me and talking to me. I had you make pennies on a dollar. I from whenever I watch pros, okay, talk about how the industry has went to kaput and everything like that, and they're barely scraping by half the time, and a lot of studios are closing and stuff like that. It just makes me go, man. I'm glad I have a day job. I really am. My job is pretty easy though. I deliver stuff for a living. It's driving around all day, Monday through Friday, straight days. I have my weekends off, my evenings free, so that's when I do this stuff. And oh man, thank you once again for coming in and checking it out. I am always trying to do stuff in the studio, trying to put content up. I have a little uh, video series that I'm working on now called "How to Live Stream Your Band," and I'm still going over the equipment part of it. I don't know how to finish it though. I started it. I'm on video number 4. Actually, my next video will be number 5, which I'm kind of going to go over the headphones and what kind of internet connection you need in order to do live streams. And then talk about all that stuff. But that's what I'm doing. That's what I do. I appreciate you, Harry, for like I said, coming and hanging out with me and chatting about audio and all this nerdy stuff. Which I always say I'm a big nerd. My wife's like, "Yep, you are," and that's okay. How did that loosen up? Man, I must have hit it. I need a one of those really sturdy stands. I don't have that. All right. Well, I believe I'm gonna cut this live stream off right now, and then I got stuff I need to get done. I got to get ready to go play some music tonight. So thanks for hanging out. Have a great day, and yeah, look forward to chatting again. Take it easy.